Joined by head coach Clay Nunley from Roanoke College men's basketball. They were picked #1 in this year's preseason poll. Coach, a lot of expectations coming in for your squad this year when you have that #1 ranking there, but for good reason, as you've got all your starters back. You've got a preseason All-American back. It was a player of the year in the ODAC last year. Talk a little bit about the squad coming from last year to this season when you were just maybe a shot or two away from getting that ODAC title.
Well, you touched on it. We have experience back, and that's always a great thing when you're coaching, is to have guys back that are familiar with what you're trying to accomplish, what your program is about, or really what they've made the program about. I certainly haven't done that, but they've done that. And having those familiar faces back, having guys that have kind of been through the war, if you will, and know what winning takes is always a great luxury. And so we're thankful that we have so many guys back, and guys that not only have played in our program, but have actually gotten important minutes and played in key roles for us. And so that's not something you get every year, and it's not lost on me. That's a good fortune for us to have some of those familiar faces back.
What are the differences for you in coaching a team like that, where you're not recreating the wheel with the majority of your roster, that sort of thing, where you have guys that know what you expect and maybe they can kind of pass it on down, pass it forward?
Hopefully it's twofold. I think, one, you can move at a little faster pace and maybe be a little more advanced with some things just because you're not having to reteach as much. But I think the other benefit probably is for our freshmen. They get a chance to come in, and they're going to benefit because they're playing with guys who are going to be teachers for them beyond just the coaches. And really, we talk about it with our guys all the time. I mean, the more that our players own our program, the better we are. And our guys have been great with that. I mean, they exhibit that in practice when it comes to teaching guys and helping guys to understand things that they may need to know to make themselves better and our team better. And I think those are certainly some of the benefits that first come to mind when you talk about having that experience.
And we've seen it from your history back from when you were at Randolph that some of your best teams still had some new guys that stepped up throughout the year, maybe not right away in the season, but as the season progressed, they stepped up toward the end and helped you make a couple ODAC tournament games before coming to Roanoke and doing it again. Talk a little bit about what you see from some of your younger guys this year, whether it's collectively as a whole from sophomores and incoming freshmen, that sort of thing, or if there's a couple guys that stick out to you.
Well, it's early, but at the same time, I think we're just generally excited about our freshman class as a whole. They fit in very well. They've been very, they've received coaching well. They fit in great with their teammates. And at the end of the day, I am confident that this class is going to play an impactful role on our team this season. That while we do have some guys returning, there's some areas where these guys as freshmen can help us. And we're excited to see how and where that plays out and how they can help our program.
As we take a look at the league, and that's also a factor not just for your individual program, but for the other teams in the league, is those that have solid rotations coming on through toward the end is what makes the ODAC so tough. Talk about how tough it is to win in the ODAC and whether this is maybe the year we get back to getting multiple teams in the NCAA tournament.
Well, I hope it is the year that we can get back to getting multiple teams in, just because I know how good our league is, and I think all the other coaches would speak to the same thing. To me, the first thing that always stands out about our conference is the substance. You just don't have teams that beat themselves. You don't have teams that are unprepared. You don't have teams that don't have talent. And so clearly, when you try to win in our league, you have to do just that. You have to show that you're capable of winning games. Teams and programs don't beat themselves in our league, and I think that can be a rare thing across the landscape of college basketball. And I think we appreciate that as competitors in our conference. I'm sure there are nights when we all feel like maybe we wish it were a little bit easier, but at the same time, it's what makes it worthwhile, and it's what makes it rewarding when you can have some success in our league, because you know that you've earned it. Your kids know they've earned it. Your teams are aware of the same thing. And so for me, it's the substance of the league that's always been a trademark.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining me today, and good luck this season.
Right. Thank you, JJ.